What's up, everybody? We're back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Today we're going to be recapping last night's game, November 1st. Some pretty interesting games. Last night we're going to talk all about them. If you missed any of the other recaps of the season, you can go back and watch them. The vids are on the channel, of course. Thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. Really appreciate it. If you do get the content around here, consider subscribing, turn notifications to also like that. Really appreciate it. It helps out a lot. All my links to TikTok, Twitter, stuff like that in the description below. And let's get right into it. We'll start the first game of the day. We had the Trailblazers and the Pistons. The Pistons come back and win this one 110-101. Both teams now are 2-3. Portland, 2 games in a row. They won after losing their first 3. They outscored Detroit in the second half, 63-42. Big second half. Team stats: Portland shot 47% from the field, Detroit shot 44%. Both teams did not shoot that well for 3, but the Blazers shot 27 for 33 from the free throw line, and Detroit was 10 for 11 for Portland. Shane Sharp, tough first half, but he puts up 26 in the second half, finishing with 29 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 blocks, shot 9 for 16, 3 3-pointers, man. He's so good. He's going to be a star one day, all-star at least. Just the way he can score the ball, he's getting to the free throw line a lot, shooting the 3. He just looks so confident. He's honestly been the best player for Portland, I feel like, so far this season. He's been really, really good. Jeremy Grant had a really good game as well, 24 points against his former team. DeAndre Ayton has 16, 11, and 5 steals. He had a really big start, kind of not ended so great, but DeAndre Ayton started to pick it up a little bit. Malcolm Brogdon still off the bench at 14, 6, 6, and Scoot Henderson 11 and 7 assists, 4 for 10 shooting. But a big comeback win for Portland, man. They were being aggressive, getting to the free throw line, all stuff like that, and locked in on defense. For Detroit, Cade Cunningham, 35 and 4, shot 11 for 27, 5 for 9 from 3. He was hot early, and as the game went on, kind of couldn't make as many shots. But the last few minutes of the game, when Detroit had a really good chance, they just missed a lot of easy ones. Cade missed 2 or 3 shots that really just rolled in and rolled out. That were very, very easy. But Cade Cunningham, really, really good. Did have a lot of turnovers, 6 turnovers in this game to 4 assists. But look at the guys he's playing with. Makes sense, So, hopefully, Bogdan, Rich, Morris, and the vets come back. This team will be a lot better. But Cade had a really good one. Asar had another really good game, 16 and 7. Shot 8 for 14. He's starting to pick it up offensively very early on. I think Stewart had 12, 6 and 4. Joe Harris hit 3 threes off the bench, and Jade Ivey and Marvin Bagley each had 10. Jalen Duran ended up playing this game, unfortunately. But Bagley was very solid as a starter. But huge win for the Blazers. Next we had the Bucks and Raptors. The Raptors blow out Milwaukee 130-111. The Raptors putting up 130 in a game against the Bucks. Wow. Raptors are 2-3. Bucks are 2-2. Team stats: Raptors shot 56% from the field. Bucks shot 46%. The Raptors hit 15 threes in this game. The Bucks hit 13 threes. The Raptors had 35 assists to the Bucks 19, and they had 50 rebounds to the Bucks 29. Raptors dominating this game. Pascal Siakam finally wakes up, 26, 6, and 7 on 9 for 13 shooting. Hit 5 threes in this game. Didn't have a great start to the season, but now started to pick it up. He looked a lot more confident out there. Dennis Schroeder has been great so far this year. He had another really good game, 24, 4, and 11, hitting a couple threes as well. Controlling the offense, finding his guys, shooting very efficient. Dennis Schroeder's been really good so far for Toronto. Scotty Barnes continuing his great year with 21, 12, and 5 on 50% shooting. He hit 4 3-pointers as well. The confidence with Scotty again is just really good. OG has 16 points on 7 for 7 shooting. And Jakob Poeltl at 14 and 11. But the Raptors starting lineup really took over in this game, and they were just bullying Milwaukee, honestly. Defensively, Milwaukee didn't have enough. Milwaukee has not been great so far defensively. I think they saw they're the 29th ranked defensive team in the league right now, which is not great. They definitely have to fix that. Especially you got Toronto putting 130 on you. But the Raptors really came out being aggressive, rebounding the ball, controlling the paint, and dominating the inside on Milwaukee, which is a tough thing to do when you have Giannis on the other side. But Toronto did it. From Milwaukee, Malik Beasley, 20 points, he had 6 3-pointers. Giannis had a very tough game, 16 points, shot 5 for 11. Again, they were just throwing people at him. He wasn't making stuff happen. Dame had 15 points, only taking 9 shots in this game. Chris Middleton 11, and Bobby Portis had 10 off the bench. Just a really interesting, tough game for Milwaukee. Again, they're getting dominated inside. The defense was not there. And Milwaukee's 2-2. Their 2 losses are blowouts to Atlanta and Toronto, but their 2 wins are against Miami and against Philly. So, I guess that makes sense. But Milwaukee's got to figure out the defensive end. Milwaukee's defense has not been great so far. They have to figure out the defensive end, especially, of course, that's new in with Dame and Malik Beasley instead of Drew Holiday in the backcourt. But hopefully they got to figure it out soon. Next, we have the Pacers and Celtics. The Boston Celtics win this game 155-104. They win by 51 points in this one. Just an utter destruction of this team. They put up 46 in the fourth quarter when the Stars did not play. That's how crazy it was. Team stats: Celtics shot 57% of the field, Pacers shot 46%. The Celtics hit 23s, Pacers hit 5. The Celtics got rebounded Indiana 57-31, including 11 offensive boards. For Boston, they had 8 players scoring double figures. Jason Tatum was the leader with 30 and 12 on 9 for 15 shooting. Derek White had 18 points, he hit 4 threes. Sam Hauser off the bench had 17 points, hit 5 threes. Jaylen Brown had 16. Drew Holiday had 15 and 7. Porzingis had 13. Peyton Pritchard had 15 and 9 assists off the bench. And Delano Banton played and had 11 points in the fourth quarter. But yeah, this Celtics team just dominated all throughout the game. Defensively, hitting threes, rebounding. It was just Celtics couldn't do anything wrong in this one. And they put up 155 points. It was actually insane. For the Pacers, Tyrese Haliburton didn't play, so that's a huge reason why they lost by a lot. But yeah, Andrew Nembhard had 14 points, 6% shooting. TJ McConnell was leading scorer, 18-75 off the bench. Obi Toppin had 11. But yeah, the threes were not falling. Again, they're 5 for 37 from 3, and if you do that, you're not going to win games. And they're getting killed on the rebounding end. And Boston's just really, really good at the end of the day. But yeah, Boston undefeated at 4-0. Pacers fall to 2-2. Next, we have the Wizards and the Hawks. The Hawks win this one 130-121. The Hawks have won 3 in a row after starting off 0-2. That's 3-2. Wizards are 1-3. Team stats: both teams shot 50% from the field. The Hawks were 29 for 32 from the free throw line. Wizards were 9 for 14. The Hawks did have 20 turnovers in this game, but they rebounded Washington 57-35, including 14 offensive boards. For Atlanta, DeJounte Murray 24 4 and 8, shot 3 for 5 from 3. Coming off his 41-point game against Minnesota, he played really good. DeAndre Hunter at 23 and 7. Trae Young, 23 and 10 assists. He looked a lot better in this game than he had in previous games, even though he still shot 7 for 18 from the field. He looked a lot more comfortable and a lot more confident in this game. Onyeka Okongwu off the bench, 16 and 11. Saddiq Bey at 14 and 7. Jalen Johnson actually went back to the bench. In this one, they put Saddiq Bey back in the starting lineup. Jalen Johnson had 8 and 11 off the bench. Bogdanovich had 12, and then Clint Capella had 10 and 11. But yeah, Atlanta just playing really good. You know, they won 3 in a row. The other guys, DeJounte Murray, DeAndre Hunter, are starting to hit shots. Jalen Johnson's been a huge spark plug. Onyeka Okongwu has looked really good so far this season as well. Looking like he might take over Clint Capella's spot. But Atlanta's starting to get it back together. Washington, Kyle Kuzma, 25, 9 and 6, shot 11 for 21 from the field. Denny had a really good game, 22, 5 and 3 on 10 for 16 shooting. Jordan Poole had 13 points. He was hot early and then kind of cooled off as the game went on. But yeah, Washington's not going to be a good team this year. I think we already know that. So yeah, but Atlanta got a big win. Atlanta's now 3-2. They won 3 games in a row after losing their first 2 games of the season. Atlanta's starting to figure it out. Next, we have Brooklyn and Miami. Brooklyn wins this one 109-105. They outscore Miami 34-22 in the fourth quarter. We're on fire in that fourth. The Nets are now 2-2. The Heat are 1-4. 4-game losing streak for Miami. Team stats: Nets shoot 45% from the field. Heat shot 43%. Nets hit 16 threes in this game. Nets had 27 assists to Miami's 22 assists, and they had 11 steals as well. For Brooklyn, Mikal Bridges, the team leading scorer, 21, 7 and 5, shot 7 for 16. He was the go-to guy at the end of the game, and he was actually hidden for Brooklyn, so that was great to see. Lonnie Walker at 17 off the bench. Armani Brooks in his first action of the season, 17 points, hit 5 threes off the bench. He's a sharp shooter out there, and he was lighting it up for Brooklyn. Dorian Finney-Smith had 15 points, he had 3 threes. Cam Thomas ends his 30-point streak. He had just 13 points, shot 4 for 19. Miami was putting him in the chamber. And then Trendon Watford in his first action came off the bench, had 11, 4 and 4. Ben Simmons had 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 points in this one. But yeah, the Nets in the fourth quarter really just came out and was shooting the lights out. You know, Royce O'Neal hit big threes. Mikal Bridges hit big shots. Dorian Finney-Smith was hitting threes. Armani Brooks was hitting threes. 3-ball was hitting. And then defensively, man, they're really good. The Nets are really good defensively. Even without Nick Claxton, they're still going to find a way to make things happen on the defensive end. And Miami, of course, with their offensive kind of limits, you know, Brooklyn took advantage of that. Meanwhile, for Miami, Tyler Hero had another 30 points, hit 6 3-pointers. Bam had 21 and 14 after missing last game. He came back, it was really good. And Jimmy had 20. Yeah, I couldn't get really much from the bench. He would hit a couple threes, but that was really it. Kyle Lowry had a tough game. Jaime Jaquez only played 19 minutes. He was 1 for 9 and 0 for 6 and 3. Yeah, Miami, besides the big three of Hero, Bam, and Jimmy, they couldn't really get anything else to go, and the Nets did. The Nets got bench production. You know, like, you get 17 from Lonnie Walker and Armani Brooks. It's like, you know, that's big. But the Nets get to win 2 and 2. The Heat are 1 and 4 now. They've lost 3 in a row after winning their first game of the season. It's gonna be tough for Miami. Obviously, they have had Jimmy miss a game, Bam miss a game, you know. But Miami's got to start picking it up, put it together. You know what I mean? I still feel good that Miami will find a way to figure it out. But, you know, 1 and 4 is not a great start. Next are the Cavs and the Knicks. The Cavs win this one 95-89. Low scoring basketball. Both teams now are 2 and 3. Team stats: Cavs shot 43% of the field. The Knicks shot 35% from the field. Cavs hit 12 threes. Knicks hit 5 threes. Yeah, the Cavs, Donovan Mitchell 36 and 4, shot 9 for 22, 6 for 15 from 3. He only scored 7 in the second half and they won. That's huge. The Cavs defense really was locking in and showing why they're one of the best defenses in the league, even without Jared Allen down low man in the paint. But the Knicks also missed a lot of easy shots. Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle weren't really hitting. RJ Barrett also did outplay in this game, so that RJ's been arguably their best player this season. We had Donovan Mitchell at 30, Karis LeVert off the bench, 19, 6 and 5. He had some big shots when he needed to. Evan Mobley at 14, 8 and 5. And then George Niang had 10 rebounds in this one. But yeah, Cleveland roughed it out. Again, their defense really stepped up, and they got the win. For the Knicks, Jalen Brunson at 24, shot 8 for 23 from the field. Emmanuel quickly off the bench at 18 points. Steven Shanzo at 16, Josh Hart at 11. Mitchell Robinson at 16 rebounds. Julius Randle 3 for 15, 0 for 6 and 3, 6 points. Again, Julius Randle's just been very, very tough to start this season, and he's got to figure it out eventually, you know, because if he makes a couple more shots, they win this game, no doubt. But Julius Randle was not playing great out there. But the Cavs come back at the win. They're now 2 and 3. You know, missed the 0 and 4 with a 1 and 4 start. And yeah, tough loss for the Knicks. Next at the ESPN game, Pelicans Thunder. The Pelicans come back and win this one 110-106. They were down by like 20, they near 30 in the first half, and I was like, yeah, this is going to be over. But the Pelicans come back. They put up 35 in the third, 32 in the fourth, and they get the win 110-106. Team stats: the Pelicans shot just 39% of the field. Thunder shot 43%. Pelicans hit 13 threes. Thunder hit 7 threes. The Pelicans had rebounded OKC 58-49 and had 22 offensive rebounds. For New Orleans, CJ McCollum, 29, 11, and 5, 5 for 8 from 3. He was huge in this game, leading the comeback, rebounding the ball, passing the ball when he needed to, hitting big shots. He had one big clutch 3 late in this game. But CJ's been on it. I love what has done so far with the Pelicans this season. I feel like throughout the first 4 games for them, he's just been everything they need. You know, space to the floor, ball handling. He's been doing it all, and I love that for CJ. Zion, 20, 10, and 8. He did shoot just 7 for 20 from the field, but Chet Holmgren was playing some really good defense. But Zion, you know, late in this game, he was dominating on the boards. You know, his playmaking ability was on display as well. Dang near triple-double. Had a really good one. Valanciunas as well, 19 and 9. He was huge in this game. Get a lot of offensive boards, easy shots. He was good. And Jordan Hawkins had 10, 6 and 5. Even though he did not shoot well from the field, just 4 for 19, 2 for 13 from 3. He gave them the spacing they needed. Without Brandon Ingram again, but this time the Pelicans come back and get the win. They're now 3 and 1 this season. Pelicans are coming, man, and they're not even fully healthy. They're nowhere near fully healthy because their bench definitely needs some help. For OKC, tough loss. Yeah, shots just were not falling. The 3-ball was not falling. Shea finished for 25 and 8, shot 8 for 20, 0 for 5 from 3, missed the 3-pointer at the end of the game. That would have won it. Chet Holmgren, 19, 11 and 3, had 2 blocks, shot 8 for 14. He was really good in this game. Jalen Williams had 18 and 8. Josh Giddey, 15, 9 and 4, and Aaron Wiggins had 10 off the bench. Yeah, tough loss for OKC. You know, especially on the national TV, ESPN. People are going to see OKC really be here. But unfortunately, the Pelicans come back and steal the spotlight from them. But yeah, OKC still very solid, still very young. You know, Chet Holmgren, high ceiling. You know, he's going to be super good for this OKC team. But the Pelicans get a great comeback win. Next up, Hornets and Rockets. Rockets win this one 128-119. Rockets get their first win of the season. Hornets also fall to 1 and 3, 3-game losing streak. For team stats, Houston shot 52% from field. Hornets shot 50%. The Rockets hit 21 threes. Hornets hit 11. Rockets have 35 assists, the Hornets is 21 assists. For Houston, Fred VanVleet, 22 and 11 assists, 8 for 17, 5 for 10 from 3. Came out hot to start and he was playing really, really good, man. Hitting threes, hitting shots when the Rockets need him to, facilitating as well. He really took on that veteran lead. He was really good. Jalen Green had 23 points, 4 for 8 from 3. Dylan Brooks had a really good game as well, 20 and 5 assists, hit 3 for 3 from 3. 5 steals as well in this one. He was really, really good. The vets really came out to play in this one. Alperen Şengün at 1974, and then Jabari Smith at 17 points, shot 7 for 10 from the field. Really good sign that Jabari Smith is now starting to knock down shots in this game. But yeah, the Rockets just were hitting threes. The 3-ball was really, really hitting. The vets, VanVleet and Dylan Brooks, really took over in this game and led them to their first win of the season. For Charlotte, PJ Washington put up 23 points at 5 for 6 from 3. Terry Rozier, 21 and 6 assists. LaMelo, 19 and 5 assists. He had most of his shots late in the game. Gordon Hayward at 17, 7 and 5. And then Brandon Miller and Nick Richards at 10 off the bench. Hornets weren't really knocking down many threes. The defense for the Hornets is not great. LaMelo, you saw at the end of the game, he finally started maybe to click a little bit. Of course, LaMelo isn't fully healthy yet, but LaMelo started to play good late in this game. But yeah, the Rockets hung in there, got their first win of the season. Let's go. Next are the Nuggets and Timberwolves. The Timberwolves blow out Denver 110-89, including they outscored Denver 35-23 in the second quarter and rode that the rest of the way. Minnesota's now 2-2. The Nuggets get their first loss of the season, 4-1 now. Team stats: Minnesota shot 46% from the field, Denver shot 40%. Both teams hit under double-digit three-pointers, but Timberwolves were 26 for 27 from the free throw line. Nuggets were 7 for 10. Minnesota, Anthony Edwards, 24 points, shot 8 for 16 from the field, which brought a lot of energy. Cat had a better game, 21-8-4, shot 7 for 19 still, but he looked a lot more comfortable, a lot better out there. Mike Conley, who's huge, 17 and 6 assists. Naz Reid off the bench, 16 and 5. He's been great so far off the bench for Minnesota, continues it there. Rudy Gobert had 12 rebounds and 2 blocks in this game. Minnesota just came out and just dogged Denver, honestly. Like, they just looked like they had it more that night. Shooting 3, rebounding the ball very well. Defensively, they were really locked in. Getting to the free throw line is a lot as well. Like, Minnesota just looked more locked in on this one, especially after that disappointing collapse against the Hawks the other day. They come back with a vengeance and beat the reigning champs. For Denver, Jokic at 25 and 10. Jamal Murray at 14, 6, 6, shot 5 for 16. I think Jamal Murray started like 0 for 9. But yeah, it was really tough for Denver. Couldn't really make shots. KCP was 2 for 4. Michael Porter Jr. was 2 for 11. Didn't make a 3. Aaron Gordon only played 18 minutes. It was just really tough. Very rare, just bad game. The Nuggets just didn't look like themselves. Only putting up 89 points. But not really worried about it. First loss, they just didn't have it that night. They'll come back. They'll be better. Just a tough one for them. Next are the Bulls and Mavs. The Mavs win this one 114-105. Mavericks stay undefeated at 4-0. The Bulls are now 2-3. Team stats: Mavs hit 23s in this game. The Bulls hit 11. The Mavs also shot 20 for 28 from the free throw line. Bulls are in 10 for 11. For the Mavericks, Grant Williams, 25 points at 7 threes. Grant Williams has been really good so far for Dallas. He's been knocking down the 3-ball very, very well. He's been defending the ball really well. I love it for Grant Williams. And Tim Hardaway Jr. also having a great start to the season. 24 points, shot 7 for 13 from 3. He's been consistent. Actually, he's been a huge shot maker for them. And especially late in this game, he hit some big shots. But yeah, great game for Tim Hardaway. Luka, 18, 7, and 10. Shot 5 for 16. A very tough shooting day for Luka, but he still hit big shots when they needed to, and he was facilitating, obviously. And then Derrick Jones Jr., 17 points. Derek Lively at 7, 13, and 6. Like, the Mavericks have been, before the season, I questioned their role players, obviously. I've started Luka and Kyrie, who Kyrie didn't play again in this game. I was like, what? I can't really trust anybody. And so far, Grant Williams has been really good. Tim Hardaway's been knocking down shots. Derek Lively's been better than expected. Derrick Jones has been an actual, solid piece to this team. Luka's having an MVP type season. Like, Dallas has been very blowing away expectations so far. 4 games in. Well, they're still 4-0. They still got 78 more to play. But so far, Dallas has been very surprising. For Chicago, Zach LaVine had 22 points. He was hot early, kind of cooled off later in the game. He shot 5 for 9 from 3. Vucevic, 21 and 20. Vucevic has been really good this season. DeMar DeRozan at 16. Javon Carter at 12 off the bench. Kobe White had 10. Shot 4 for 12 from the field. Patrick Williams didn't score in this game in 25 minutes. It's the Bulls. They just couldn't close it out late, and the Mavericks just put them on them. Mavs have been really good to this season. Next up, the Grizzlies and Jazz. Jazz win this one 133-109. They put up 79 points in the first half. Jazz 2-3. The Grizzlies are the only team in the league without a win. Grizzlies are 0-5 now. Team stats: Utah shot 54% from the field. Grizzlies shot 36%. Utah hit 22 threes in this game. They had 35 assists to Memphis' 25, and they had 50 rebounds to the Grizzlies' 42. For Utah, Colin Sexton, 23 points off the bench in 22 minutes. Shot 4 for 6 and 3. Love to see young bull out there balling. Jordan Clarkson had 26 and 5. Larry Marketing, 19-11. He was hot early. He started 4 for 4 from 3, cooled off later, but the team was doing really good. John Collins at 16. Karen Lennon got 14. But yeah, the Jazz just came out and blitzed them early, hitting 22 threes. They blitzed them early, and Memphis just didn't have a response. For the Grizzlies, Desmond Bane had 21 points, shot 7 for 19 from the field. Jaren had 19 and 8, shot 5 for 17, 1 for 8 from 3. Marcus Smart had 11. And then Kenny Lofton and Vincent Williams each had 12 points as well. But yeah, Utah, great game. Memphis is 0-5. Worried a little bit, yes. They still got 20 more games without John Morant. And if they couldn't beat Utah and got blown out by Utah, I don't know, man. It's going to be very tough. They're going to have to cover a lot of ground in order to come back. But we'll see what happens. Next up, the Kings and Warriors. The Warriors win this one 102-101 after a Klay Thompson game winner. The Warriors are now 4-1. Kings are 2-2. Team stats: Golden State shot 48% from the field. Kings shot 41%. Warriors had 32 assists. The Kings 24 assists. Golden State: Steph Curry had 21, 5 and 3, shot 7 for 15, 4 for 10 from 3. Andrew Wiggins and Klay, who had the game winner, each had 14 points. Draymond had 13 and 9 assists. Darius Saric off the bench was really good, 15 points, and John Kuminga had 12 as well in this game. Chris Paul had 8 assists. The Warriors, it was a very tight one. They came out good early, but it was a very, very tight game. And Klay Thompson is the game winner. Warriors are 4-1. The bench looks a whole lot better. Chris Paul has been in control of the bench. Draymond's back now. Gary Payne's been solid. Darius Saric had a really good game. Kuminga has been really good so far this season. And yeah, they hit the big shots when it mattered, and Klay Thompson did it. For Sacramento, of course, without De'Aaron Fox, but still played one heck of a game against Golden State. Sabonis had 23, 11, and 8. Malik Monk off the bench, 16 points. He had 3 3-pointers. Harrison Barnes had 14 and 4 threes. Davion Mitchell started at 13 points at 3 threes. That was really good to see for him after the first few games. He was not really doing much. Kevin Huerter had 11, and Keegan Murray 10 points, shot 4 for 15, 0 for 7 from 3. Tough shooting day for him and the bench. Besides Malik Monk, didn't really do much. Yeah, it was a tough shooting game for Sacramento. They got a lot of easy looks. They just couldn't really make them. And, they paid for it. But not worried about Sacramento. De'Aaron, hopefully he's not going to be out for a long time. Once he's back, he'll be good. And the final game of the day, we got the Battle of LA. Clippers-Lakers. And the Lakers come back and win this game in overtime. 130-125. Lakers are 3-2. Clippers are 3-2. For the team stats, Lakers shot 51% from the field. Clippers shot 47%. The Lakers were 27 for 36 on the free throw line. Clippers were 17 for 27. For the Lakers, LeBron, year 21, 35, 12, and 7. 13 for 19, 4 for 8 from 3. Just so clutch late in this game, man. LeBron doing it in year 21 is just insane. LeBron is doing. AD had another really good game as well, 27-10, 4 blocks, 2 steals. And D'Lo, 2 games in a row, he's really good, 27 points, 6 threes, hit big shots when it mattered. He was doing it. Austin Reeves finally had a good game this year, 15, 7, and 7. Christian Wood off the bench had 10 and 11, even very, only had 8 players in this game, the Lakers did. But they came out and showed it, man. LeBron and AD and D'Lo, they just stepped up huge after the Clippers are putting it on them really early. They found a way to come back, defensive end first, and then offensively LeBron and AD carrying them, but D'Lo also playing some good. And Austin Reeves showing up a little bit. For the Clippers, Kawhi, 38, 6, and 5, shot 15 for 28. He was on it the entire game, man. Kawhi was great. Paul George had 35. Westbrook had 24, 11, and 8. Norman Powell had 12 on the bench. Yeah, Bones Highland didn't have a great one. Their bench beside Norman Powell didn't really do much. PJ Tucker played 21 minutes. He had 5 rebounds. But yeah, and then they just started to miss late on in this game. The defense wasn't really locked in. The Lakers hit some really nice shots. It was a really, really good game, man. Really, really good game. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Once again, if you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing, turn notifications, also like that. Really appreciate it. Really upset a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.